In today's episode, we're gonna check out this house. This is where one of the girls live you can charm or get into a relationship with lives. She's one of the wealthier one on SunsetMoon. And before I show you how the house was sort of made, I wanted to show how the dialogues works. Like when you try to charm someone, you can't just give them stuff all the time and eventually get married. You have to also be quite good at talking to them. So in this example, so this is like a more upper class girl. She wants like a proper man who can provide and all that stuff. Here she's talking about, can you turn the farm around? It's very important that you get it together. Sunset Moon relies on the food you produce. No pressure, okay? So let's say I don't know, feels like a lot of responsibility if you're that kind of person who feels that way. And she's not gonna like that, so you will get sort of minus points with her. However, if we were to say, don't worry about it, I got it, you show confidence. Ooh la la, that's the spirit that she likes. And once you talk to NPCs in the game, you can see their faces will pop up on this sort of NPC map. Again, all of the UI stuff is temporary. It's a lot of placeholders and so on. This is somewhat finalized, this part here. But we can go to her, and then you have these items, these 5 items. It's not clear yet. It should be maybe some red background or something. But these items makes her happy. These items make her unhappy. These are just random items I'm using now because just trying to make everything work. And here you can see this bar. So once you impress someone, you can only impress them until you reach these points. These are like relationship roadblocks, let's say. So in order to impress her even more, you would have to make a side quest that she will give you once you reach this point. So this is not just the people you can marry. This is for all NPCs. They all have these types of things. Here is this card game you have to play. I'm not sure if that should be something you have to do, because I do think these kinds of card games doesn't really click with everyone. So that would be an optional thing. But that card game will be unlocked to play with her once you reach this stage. And so on. Again, all of these things will change in the final game. It's just to make sure everything works. And here's another cool thing I like. This is the care pack function. And this is the neat thing when you play the game and you get resources from your animals, from collecting stuff, finding stuff and so on. Each of the NPCs have their own sort of list of things they want. So now we place these things here to make a care pack for her. It's a bit small. I can't really see which items should go in here, but something like this maybe. And then we can check. See, item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I have 2 number 7s. There we go. And then we wrap it up. And voila, we have a care pack. We made a care pack, and then we can give it to her. This was made. I'll look at some inspiration from the internet, like how a kind of like a posh house would look like. I was gonna go for dark, like a dark house, but I changed my mind, and I wanted to be much brighter. I guess my idea was to have a sofa in the corner there, but I changed my mind, and then you have the kitchen area and all that stuff. Again, every house should feel unique in many ways. There's very little copy pasting from one house to another. And we're making a bed. 2 mattresses, I noticed. I made this a couple of weeks ago, so I don't really remember all the things I did. But I noticed there are 2 mattresses on these fancy ladies' bed. Made a pillow. I work with so many layers in Photoshop, so there's always like a possibility to go back and change things, and the way I organize everything as well makes it easy to go back and change colors or add more details, more what would you call it? Not scales, but I sort of play with 3 colors per color, if that makes sense. If I have brown, I use 3 grades of brown to give it more texture, but it will be nice to add more because it would look better. But that's all. I can go back and do that later when the game is sort of more finalized than it is today. And then there we have it. Ciao.